What's up, y'all? Jason's Journal coming at you from Orange Blossom Revue Day 2. It is a chilly morning, especially by Florida standards and Central Florida standards, but I am reveling in just a wonderful day one here and cannot wait for today. Yesterday was it was just beautiful in so many ways. Lately, it's been kind of tough for me to decompress, I feel like, with all the things going on in my life. And I turned to Jen Ross yesterday when we got back to camp, and I was like, this is the most relaxed I've felt in months. Probably since this summer when I was on my Grounded Summer tour, where I went up to Kentucky and Tennessee and covered Laurel Cove Festival in Bonnaroo. And so I'm just so grateful for this weekend every year. The vibes are always really good. Everybody's always so cool. And just shout out to Rusty and everybody involved with this thing. It's just a beautiful festival. It's something we put on our calendars. We mark off every year. It's a non-negotiable for me. Unless there's an emergency, I'm going to be at OBR. So I'm grateful for day one. I woke up, I took the day off from my day job, and we planned on leaving Orlando at 2. So I was like, all right, you got till 2, and the packing is mostly done. So just chill, man. Sleep in, relax, read a book. I've been reading C.H. Hook's Can't Shake the Dust, and I love it. And I thought, just maybe finish that book this morning. My 44-year-old body was not taking it. So I ended up and getting some stuff done around the condo and doing domestic life. And then next thing I know, I was like, man, I am definitely hungover from my birthday celebration the night before. So I walked down to my local spot, the Milk House, and had a little hair of the dog, and then came back and made sure I put the finishing touches on the packing, and Jen picked me up. And the drive here, I can't remember if I talked about this last year, but there's no good way to get from Orlando to Lake Wales, which I think benefits Lake Wales. I think I've talked about this little town quite a bit, how much I appreciate coming to visit here. They have such a cool art scene. It's such a quiet little town. I don't know that I'd want to live here. I don't know that the pace would suit me full time, but to visit, it's great. And getting in this year was a piece of cake. Last year, we had some challenges, just like making sure that we found where we needed to be. This year, I feel like they did some upgrades with signage and that kind of thing. So we got camp set up quickly, and we upgraded our camp this year. So last year, this summer when I went to Bonnaroo, my then girlfriend met me up there, and she wasn't really much of a camper. So I went to great lengths to make sure she was comfortable, and that's benefiting me and Jen now, because we got a pretty sweet setup, whereas last year was pretty bare bones. And usually if it's just me, I camp real bare bones. Whatever. I'm going to be out at the festival anyway for the most part, so it doesn't bother me a bit. But we got these sweet rocking chairs now and all kinds of upgrades. But we got camp set up really quickly, and then hustled we unfortunately missed Wyatt Ellis, who I heard was awesome. But we made it for Robert Earl Keen just in time to get perfectly set up for Robert Earl Keen. This is my third time seeing him. He's one of my all-time favorite songwriters and performers, and he delivered, y'all. Just hit after hit. When you listen to him live and you realize how many great songs he's written, of course I know that, but there's a difference in conceptually knowing how good somebody is and then hearing their catalog, kind of a sampling of their catalog played live. And his band is on fire. These days he sits to perform, which at first I was kind of, it is what it is, right? But at first I was kind of like, oh man, I'm used to Robert Earl Keen being the showman all over the stage, and it didn't take away from the performance at all. I mean, he's just so good, and he's such a great storyteller, such a pro, that it doesn't matter. He sat there in a chair and he played guitar and just he still sounds really, really good. And hearing all those songs live, I mean, he played Feeling Good Again. And if you follow the show at all or know me, you know I've been through a lot in the last year. And really in the last week is kind of the first time that I've felt like myself again. And so that song, which always hits for me, hit on a deeper level last night. And I just, some tears welled up, but also I was smiling. It's just so grateful for this journey I've been on the last year. And as hard as it's been, I feel like I've come out better and turn around the corner. And that performance last night drove home for me how far I've been. A song like that connects with so many people in so many ways, and for me last night it felt like he was singing it directly to me. He's also funny. He came out and he was like, "This is not Robert Earl Keen, this is the AI version of Robert Earl Keen," which was really funny. And then he had some cool moments where he was like, he was praising the War and Treaty who followed him and did a great job. They always deliver live. But he said he never mentions the person following him. He's like, but I'm going to make an exception tonight. It's like the advice I always give young artists is always play the melody and never give up your publishing, which seems like pretty damn good advice. And he said, usually I tell them also don't mention the person that's following, the act that's following you, because it's about you in that moment. But I'm going to make an exception for the War and Treaty, which I thought was cool. A little tip of the cap. And then of course they were on fire, and they absolutely had the crowd. Everybody was having a great time. I had these chicken tenders. I should have written down who these people are. I'll have to shout out the food trucks, especially if you're in Central Florida. On the next one of these, I'll mention who these folks were, because these chicken tenders, y'all, they were like kind of sweet. They had they'd been brined in something that was sweet, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to ask the details too. But some of the best chicken tenders I've had in my damn life. And we sat there, Jen and I sat there, kind of one eye on the Magic game on her phone, and one eye on the War and Treaty eating. She had a smash burger that she loved. I had some chicken tenders. And then there's all kinds of food vendors here that I cannot wait to try today. In fact, I'm going to have one of those smash burgers, I think, later. They have, if you've been to OBR in the past, they've increased the size of the grounds. And I don't know if there are more food vendors, but it feels like there are. And they're all in one place, so huge upgrade. Really grateful for that. I got one complaint, and that is you got to load a wristband in order to pay for things. And I know that's a regular practice at a lot of festivals now. I just am an old man about it, and I don't like it. And I understand why festivals go cashless, but I don't like that either. So that's my one note, OBR, is have something for the old men, okay? I can't wait for today, y'all. Van Plating kicks the day off, my dear friend, and I'm so fired up for that. Steve Canyon Rangers, Emily Ninny, JJ Gray Mofro. It's going to be just a great day. You can probably hear folks, they're setting up some stuff here in the background. It's about 8:15. We got crews of folks setting things up, so that's the noises that you hear. And I don't have my normal microphone with me, so apologies for the picking up all the extra sounds in the background. I hope it's not too distracting. All right, I'm gonna go get some breakfast, finishing off this coffee. It's so cold here that this coffee got cold within like 5 minutes. But I'm gonna finish off this now cold coffee, and then go have some breakfast with Jen, get the day started, and I'll report back tomorrow. Until next time, go out and create something. Cheers, y'all.